We've got scrapped WWE plans for Kenny Omega. Plus, a SmackDown star is frustrated by wasted momentum, and an injured WWE star could be appearing at SummerSlam. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Kenny, Bucks, and Paige all signed to AEW officially this week. That was the big news. But it came somewhat close to seeing Kenny Omega on the other side. How close, though, Andrew?
Oh, my goodness. Well, this comes from The Observer, and they say, as noted, WWE had significant interest in Omega, whose deal time frame had expired on the 1st of February, but his time frame was extended due to his taking 9 months off via injury. Now, the other three were under contract until the end of 2023, so WWE wouldn't have been able to pitch for them for many months. Now, the Young Bucks, Paige and Omega were repped by Barry Bloom in their negotiations, who has also in the past been the agent of Paul Levesque and is the current agent, of Chris Jericho, Bill Goldberg, and others. Now, no formal offers could have been legally made for months, but Omega was #1 on the company's most wanted list.
So much so that one source close to the Wrestling Observer says WWE would have taken Kenny Omega on as a top talent, quote, who would have been used as a top guy in the mix with the likes of Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and Brock Lesnar. Now, WWE did believe that Rollins, in the role of the best in-ring wrestler in the company, had more time in that role than Omega would have, hence why WWE were keen to, for one, hire Kenny Omega, and B, waste no time in pushing him to the moon and getting him in the mix, because Kenny Omega's had his bumps and bruises over the years. He took a long, extended time off, which, 9 months worth there, and WWE would have gone, okay, well, he's here for a good time, not a long time.
Yes.
So let's get him to where he needs to be straight away. What an interesting idea that in a parallel universe, we've got Kenny Omega versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God. I would like to see that, to be honest. I would like to see that.
So that if anybody has any questions it was questioning as to how WWE saw the Elite on the whole, the fact that they were, according to the Wrestling Observer, very keen to bring in Omega and just get him straight at the top of the card. That pretty much answers any questions in terms of how they were perceived. In terms of those signings, records being smashed by the Elite, wasn't there?
There certainly was. Now, again, this comes from The Observer, and they say that Bloom, the obviously aforementioned Barry Bloom, had told the Young Bucks that, as far as he knew, this was the highest guarantee any tag team in pro wrestling history had ever gotten, and that would include the highest contracts for Kevin Nash and Scott Hall in WCW too, which is woo-wee, that's big. Now, it was also noted that they can't imagine a wrestling owner investing this kind of money ever for a faction to sign 4 guys at the same time like Khan did here. So all were very positive on the offer.
A lot of money on the table for all 4. And that Kevin Nash and Scott Hall line is amazing because they very much made out like metaphorical bandits during the Outsiders NWO run in the mid-90s, something that myself and Sam Driver are covering every Thursday on the podcast feed here at Cultaholic on the Classic Nitro review. Obviously, that number, worth pointing out, isn't taking inflation into consideration. Of course, a pint of milk was 8p, whereas now a pint of milk is £34.20, as we all know. It's going great here in the UK. We're having a great time. Yes. Yeah. But it's and around the world as well before you kick off. So either way, there's a lot of money. A lot of money at the Elite and the Bucks in particular. Let's go over to the WWE side of things there. Whilst a lot of money can be thrown at wrestlers, sometimes there's a hole that cannot be filled by dollars and cents, and that is the feeling of creative accomplishment. Well, Sheamus talked about that and some criticism he had for his creative post-Clash at the Castle. He had that banger against Gunther.
He sure did. We were there for it.
We were sat next to each other watching that happen.
The crowd was all for Sheamus in that one. It was really nice to see. It's a spectacle.
Oh, it really was. Now, he said to the Daily Star did Sheamus. I'm not upset about the match. I felt it was great. It was just the type of character Sheamus is, all fists and elbows. What I was upset about and what really bothered me was the creative after that. I came out of that with so much organic momentum and it was just wasted. It didn't go anywhere. It was a dead end, just like with WrestleMania. Drew went away because he was injured, but I was ready to go and just nothing. There were no avenues and nowhere to go, and that's frustrating. I did the War Games thing after Clash of the Castle, but that was SH1T, says Sheamus. That's how I felt, though others might have felt differently. Sheamus said that he wasn't really one for playing the game backstage to push things along. He said, I'm not much of a politician, to be honest with you. I just roll my sleeves up, get in there and get stuck in. It's not the first time that we've had news about Sheamus being upset with creative.
No, I feel super bad for the man because I guess on one hand, obviously, you know, WWE and the higher ups have a grander plan and a grander idea of what they might see for Gunther in the IC Championship, keeping that with firmly on that man right there. But you know, Sheamus has put on banger after banger after banger, quite literally, for so many years at this point, and it feels like, you know, a reward of some sort would be nice for him.
I honestly thought we would transition for a little bit from that Clash of the Castle match into a mini feud with Sheamus and Roman Reigns.
Wow.
I remember saying as much in news videos. Like nothing that, Sheamus, wouldn't think would have ended the Undisputed title reign, but something sort of in that dull period between Christmas and New Year's. Obviously, the Sami Zayn stuff rumbling alongside that. You could have had a couple of TV matches with Sheamus and Roman going back and forth.
Yeah, that would have been really nice. Obviously, like the IC Championship is the one that's eluded Sheamus since his WWE career, and I genuinely think eventually we will get there. Maybe it comes back around to that event. I know, like Gunther and Sheamus are on different brands at the moment, though, but maybe it does eventually come back around full circle, and it is Sheamus. Sheamus is the one who dethrones Gunther. So I can see where his frustration stems from for sure.
Is Bryan Danielson coming back around?
Well, let's see. This comes from The Observer, and they say Bryan Danielson got his surgery for his broken arm on the 3rd of July, and that the time was told 3 months before he could return, although it's possible he could beat that by a week or two. All In and All Out are out. Wrestle Grand Slam doesn't look good, but I don't want to say impossible, but he should be back in October.
Very sad that Bryan won't be part of that massive show in Wembley that's on the horizon.
Yeah, it would have been... it would have been incredible to see him. It would have been incredible.
It would have been that. But I'm surprised he's back this side of 2023, I'll be perfectly honest.
He's inhuman.
He really
He's
is.
inhuman, is that man.
He is a machine. That, of course, rules him out of All In at Wembley, which is at the end of this month. All eyes on SummerSlam tomorrow night, though. Andrew Hodkinson defending his WWE Predictions Championship against Adam Pacitti tomorrow night at midnight. Feeling confident?
We actually only differ on one match, and it's the women's title match. And I don't know. I'm on the fence a little bit. Adam picked Charlotte Flair, and I could see them putting the belt on Charlotte Flair so she could get at least one more number on her current reign, even if she might lose it super soon after if Io Sky cashes in. But I've gone for Asuka. I'm pouring my heart into Asuka.
Well, if there's that much difference between them, you can check out some of their reasoning and stuff on the YouTube channel right now, as well as 9 pitches, live reactions tomorrow night, and then what happened with Jack the Jobber and the WTF moments from Ross Tweddle as well. Hey, a WTF moment could be a return from injury that none of us saw coming.
It could be a glorious return. This comes from PW Insider. WWE star Bobby Roode, who's been out of action since 2022 with numerous neck surgeries, has been spotted in Detroit ahead of this Saturday's SummerSlam event.
We're talking English now.
They didn't put that bit in there. I added that on the fly. But yes, Bobby Roode.
A lot of talk of Bobby Roode lately going to Birmingham, Alabama, which is where all the top doctors are for WWE, and that neck fusion feud that he's had that's kept him away for such a long time. Could this maybe just be him visiting mates? You know, there's a lot of people who aren't on the card for SummerSlam who are going to be floating around for SummerSlam. We mentioned in the previous video that Becky Lynch is in Detroit for SummerSlam, as well as Liv Morgan and a few others who aren't necessarily featured on the show. Bobby Roode could be there visiting friends, or this could be the beginning of something rather magnificent.
Maybe, or it could be that Slim Jim Battle Royale talk.
Oh. Could this be the glorious return of Robert Roode in the Slim? No.
We'll see. We'll see. Whatever it is with Bobby Roode, I hope he is okay, because he's had a lot of stuff done on his neck, and I hope he's doing all right, the lad.
We hope he's glorious.
We do. Well, he is glorious. We don't hope he's glorious. He is glorious.
You are glorious as well for watching this, and we'll have more wrestling news throughout the day and across the weekend at cultaholic.com. Keith.
I love you. Bye.